Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a major breaking news story, okay? This story is coming out from Activision, okay? Activision Blizzard, as you guys are aware, was going to be purchased by Microsoft. This was something that was going to happen, and the FTC decided to block it because they said this was essentially going to create a monopoly, that this was not for fair trade, and that this was going to hinder fair trade. And the courts just recently came out, as of today, and announced that they are ruling against the FTC. Suddenly, now they're going to turn tune and say that Microsoft can in fact buy Activision Blizzard and the deal is going to go through. At least it seems that way. Now, they originally were against this deal and now all of a sudden they are. That tells me somebody got a lot of money. So we're going to get into this article, guys, but of course, before we do, just consider giving this video a like to push us out into the YouTube algorithm and consider subscribing because we're on our way to 25,000 subscribers. So it says, in a devastating blow to the entire medium of video games, a federal court has officially ruled against the American Federal Trade Commission efforts to block Microsoft's desired acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Handing down her decision on the morning of July 11th, Northern California District Judge Jacqueline Scott Corley, who notably refused to recuse herself from the case despite her son being currently employed at the tech giant, reasoned that the deal did not violate any antitrust laws because Microsoft has committed in writing, in public, and in court to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for 10 years on parity with Xbox. It made an agreement with Nintendo to bring Call of Duty to Switch, and it entered several agreements to, for the first time, bring Activision's content to several cloud gaming services. This court's responsibility in this case is narrow, Judge Corley affirmed. It is to decide if, notwithstanding these current circumstances, the merger should be halted, perhaps even terminated, pending resolution of the FTC administrative action. For the reasons explained above, the court finds the FTC has not shown a likelihood it will prevail on its claim this particular vertical merger in this specific industry may substantially lessen competition, she then asserted. To the contrary, for the record, the evidence points to the more consumer access to Call of Duty and other Activision content. The motion for a preliminary injunction is therefore denied. Ladies and gentlemen, this is massive. This is massive. It really is. As much as I hate to say it, this is massive. Now, I'm not a console gamer, okay? Obviously, I do have a console. Everybody I know has a console, but I'm a primarily PC player. Anybody who knows me knows that. But the thing is, I cannot ignore what this means for certain video games. Can you imagine Microsoft owning the rights to Diablo? Can you imagine Microsoft owning the rights to games like Overwatch, World of Warcraft? It is an insane idea to me. Like 10, 15 years ago, I never would have thought that Microsoft would be the owners of Diablo, World of Warcraft, and IPs like that. But here we are. I mean, hell, I never even thought Activision was going to be partial owners of that or a complete. I don't even know what the terms of that deal were. All I know is this is insane that Microsoft, Activision, and Blizzard are all going to be going under the same flag, and you're trying to say that this is not going to be some sort of monopoly. I gotta highly disagree. You're talking about an insane level of market cap. Like, these people are going to control massive IPs that control billions of dollars in revenue. Billions. It has to be billions at this point. Between all three companies, billions of dollars in revenue for their games. Like, this is going to be absolutely insane. And sure, they're going to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation 5 or whatever for the next 10 years, right? But then what happens after 10 years? You think Call of Duty is just going to go away? No, they're going to make it Xbox exclusive. And then what happens? It's going to be insane, man. This is a move that I cannot believe they're allowing to go through. But hey, when money is involved, anything happens, right? So it says, with this decision, the only barrier now standing in the way of Microsoft completing their purchase of the Overwatch 2 parent company is United Kingdom's own antitrust agency, the Competition and Markets Authority, CMA, who in April blocked the deal out of a concern that it could alter the future of the fast-growing cloud gaming market, leading to reduced innovation and less choice for UK gamers over the years to come. While all parties were due back in court on July 28th to hear Microsoft's appeal of the decision in light of the FTC's court loss, those involved had now agreed to put on a temporary pause on the case in order to allow the companies to reconfigure their proposals in order to appease the UK regulators. After today's court decision in the US, our focus now turns back to the UK, wrote Microsoft President Brad Smith in a public statement. While we ultimately disagree with the CMA's concerns, we are considering how the transaction might be modified in order to address those concerns in a way that is acceptable to the CMA. To this end, Smith revealed that in order to prioritize work on these proposals, Microsoft and Activision have agreed with the CMA that a stay of the litigation in the UK would be in the public interest, and the parties have made a joint submission to the Competition Appeal Tribunal to this effect. In a statement to The Verge, the CMA confirmed that they were ready to consider any proposals from Microsoft to restructure the transaction in a way that would address the concerns set out in our final report. Further, following Judge Corley's decision, Xbox head Phil Spencer took to Twitter to express his gratitude to the court for swiftly deciding in our favor. Yeah, I'm sure he went... I'm sure he was very grateful. Yeah, I'm sure they were very grateful too when they received that multi-million-dollar check that's going to be on the side that nobody's going to know about to make this decision go through. I mean, come on, people. Come on. There's no way that this is not some sort of monopoly. This has to be the actual definition of a monopoly. It's getting to the point where if these companies combine, it's like Captain Planet. Like you're not gonna stop it. They're gonna have full control over everything. It's gonna be insane shit. And I know Xbox fanboys are gonna go party hard and everything like that. I get that. I've never been one to be in the console war because, again, I'm PC Master Race. I never cared about the console peasants, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if you are on the Xbox side, you gotta imagine that if you control everything, guess what happens to your video games? Innovation goes right out the window. People are going to not want to really care about providing you a great product. And let's be real, Xbox, you are getting a subpar product for this particular generation of consoles, and even the last generation of consoles. Your console is not up to snuff compared to PS5, and that's just being real. Like I said, I don't care about the console wars, but PS5 is absolutely destroying you in every way, and you guys basically have admitted, the people who run Xbox have admitted that they have already lost this console war for this generation. Just imagine giving up the race after just 2 some odd years of being out. It's pretty hilarious to me. So again, I don't think this is going to help your case. I don't think that this is going to help Xbox get any better. Yeah, you'll have more access to games. They'll probably make certain things exclusive for you, and that's all fine and dandy. But in terms of the actual product, you're going to get a lot of Redfall. Let's be real. You're going to get a lot of Redfall. You're going to have to deal with games like that don't really give a shit. You're going to get a lot of Starfield. You're going to get a lot of things like that don't really care about giving you a great product. They're going to give you the bare minimum just so they can actually put something out and take your money, because they don't have to worry about competition. They already know if they're going to control a mass market or a mass portion of the market, that they have no reason to care. They have no reason to fear any kind of competition. And PlayStation, yes, they obviously can compete. They definitely can, even without Call of Duty. But let's be real, Call of Duty is a massive, massive portion of actual online user base and money. Just throwing that out there. Like, there's a lot of money involved in Call of Duty. As much as I hate the fucking game and what they did to Nick Merckx, there's a lot of money in Call of Duty, okay? So if PlayStation is going to lose that in the next decade, I imagine that that's going to be a major downfall for them. So in my opinion, what's probably going to happen, that if Call of Duty does eventually become exclusive after 10 years, PlayStation is going to try their damnness to come up with something to fight Call of Duty right on the front lines. They're going to come out with their own game that they can promote on their platform exclusively, and we're going to be right back to where we were a few years ago in a true console war where there was exclusives left and right, instead of all this shared gaming that we've been thankfully having over the last few years that I've been enjoying, since games are coming out more on PC, which is great. So we'll see what happens in the future going forward, but I do think this is an absolutely terrible idea. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.